and welcome to another episode of One Big Thing, a KAC legislative update. This week's big thing is preemption. As a reminder, preemption is when the state legislature takes authority away from local governments and gives it to themselves, or prevents local governments from acting in a certain area or on a certain topic. We see preemption come up quite a bit this session, as it's been a recurring theme. And this week's preemption deals with two bills, House Bill 2446 and House Bill 2447. These bills might look familiar, and that's because they actually were combined earlier in the session in Senate Bill 47, which would have prevented local governments from banning the use of plastic bags and other storage containers, as well as regulating consumer goods that were otherwise legal in the state of Kansas. House Bills 2446 and 2447 break those two topics up. In House Bill 2446, that deals with the plastic bag ban. Now, as we discussed earlier this year, during the hearing on Senate Bill 47, that plastic bag ban does have an impact on counties because counties have the responsibility of regulating solid waste. And being unable to regulate things like plastic bags and other containers that contribute to solid waste could have an impact on a county's solid waste plan. Now, again, KAC is not advocating for or against banning plastic bags and other containers. What we're saying is simply that counties should make that decision consistent with their solid waste planning and the other needs that are assessed within that county. That doesn't mean that counties need to take specific steps, but it does mean that they need to have the authority to take those steps. And that was what we argued in Senate Bill 47, which, as you may recall, was successfully killed in committee. But as they say, nothing is ever dead in the legislature, and these two bills, House Bills 2446 and 2447, prove that to be true. 2446 again deals with the plastic bag part of it, but 2447 may actually be more important at this point. 2447 would prevent county governments from banning any item or service that is otherwise legal within the state of Kansas. So if your county is thinking about regulating fireworks, you can no longer do that under House Bill 2447 because fireworks are otherwise legal to sell in the state of Kansas. If your county is thinking about regulating adult bookstores, your county would no longer be able to do so under House Bill 2447 because adult bookstores are otherwise legal here in the state of Kansas. And on and on and on it goes. And this is why we are so concerned about House Bill 2447, because any item that is otherwise legal in the state of Kansas, counties would lose the ability to regulate that item. That is a significant concern for counties in their expression of home rule powers. And that's also a significant concern in being able to work within the needs and the desires of your residents and constituents. Those hearings are next week. House Bill 2447 will actually be heard on Monday afternoon at 1:30 in the House Commerce, Labor, and Economic Development Committee. House Bill 2446 will be heard at 9 o'clock on Wednesday in the House Federal and State Affairs Committee. These hearings are critically important. Even if you can't make it in or get testimony submitted for these committees, your legislators need to hear from you on these topics. This is so important that they hear from you and understand that this preemption would actually prevent local governments from regulating in the ways that they normally have up to this point. That is something that is enormously important and something that we hope that all of you are aware of now and can take steps to contact your legislators to let them know how that would impact regulations that you either have on the books now or how that would impact you in the future when dealing with these types of things. If you have questions, feel free to contact KAC. That's all for now, but we'll see you next week.